Welcome back. This is Hammer Down. I'm Jay.
I'm Mike.
And we have a guy who's finished, I think, just recently in the top 10 at the Masters. And he has done it many times before.
Amazing.
Canadian golf great Cory Connors is with us.
You got to flip those two around really quickly there.
Oh.
Common
Baseball great from the Hamilton Cardinals is Cory Connor. No, Connor Cory. See?
Cory.
Third time's a charm, right?
Yeah. You certainly have heard this many times, I'm sure.
God. More lately since he did good at the Masters, but I mean, yeah, you go home and you get one or two references over there. I mean, I think people get my name wrong without knowing who he is. Like two first names, it's amazing how many times you get Cory Connor instead of Connor Cory. Even without knowing the golfer, it's just everybody goes with Cory first, and I don't know why it is.
Well, you got one of those names.
And also because Connor is a I realize it's a popular first name, but it's for longer it's been a last name.
Right.
Connor has been a last name. Jimmy Connors, right? I mean, Connor's been around for a long time as the last name. A little more recent on the use of it as a first name. So it would seem, and Cory, not necessarily as popular a last name. But but do you golf?
Yes, I do golf. I will say you do not want me on your team if we're going to a tournament, though.
Okay.
Well, that's probably has something to do with, growing up in Brandon, Manitoba area, right? Well, where exactly? You're from a farm, right?
So I grew up on a farm just outside of a small town called Wawanesa, Manitoba. I was born in Brandon, but I grew up on the same farm just outside of that small town my entire life.
Right. Wheat?
We're mostly grain, but we do have I don't know what the exact number is now. We have some cattle, so we're mostly grain. I think we're moving more towards being strictly grain based. Like we grow more than wheat. We grow wheat, canola, soybeans. We experimented with black beans and faba beans, I think it was last year. We do a bit of corn. We do a whole pile. Yeah. When you get out into the area where we farm, everybody grows a little bit of everything. It's not just corn or soybeans or wheat. It's varieties, whatever the market's good.
How many
typically
acres?
Is what's grown. So I believe we farm roughly 3,000 acres. We own less than that, but farm a total of about 3,000, I think it is.
So how are the U.S. tariffs affecting your family? No, dude, we're here to talk
I
about
don't know enough
baseball.
about economics to even answer that.
His brother does the business side of things
my
on
brother and dad are
Excellent.
the runners of the.
But we got to get on now. Is there a local golf course in the area? Like you say you're bad. Is that because you don't get enough golf? I was just messing with you.
There's a couple of golf courses around. I think there's about 3 within 30 minutes of each direction of where I live. There's a really nice course. There's a military base. It's about 25-30 minutes north of where I live, and so military funded. It's really nice. It's in the middle of a wooded provincial park pretty much, so it's really nice courses, but not as a nice one down to the west. And then Brandon's got, I think, 2 or 3 golf courses at it.
There are some similarities, baseball to golf, right? I mean,
you swing and you hit a ball.
You swing and hit a ball. Now the ball's flying at you when you're doing it in baseball. Our ball just sitting there waiting for us to hit it.
I mean, sometimes that ball's
step into it. We in golf, we professionals in golf, we don't move that left foot or right foot, depending on. But you do, right? Nobody swings a bat without shifting their.
There's at least some form of movement with your front foot when you swing. Some people do a very abbreviated version of it where basically their toe just slightly moves, but 90% of hitters have some kind of movement with that front foot.
Right. And so how does a kid growing up on a farm and outside of Brandon, Manitoba get so into baseball? Was there some good teams in your area, good coaching, or?
I come from a very long line of baseball in that area, so I could go off on a bit of a tangent here.
It's community television.
Yeah.
And we won't even edit you.
My area is well known for being very high level in baseball for Manitoba. Somebody did the math a while ago, and I won't be quoted on this because my math will be wrong, but if they put the amount per capita of people in my municipality, so I'm not sure if it's municipalities out here or counties, what it is. Yeah, municipality. The amount of people in Manitoba's Baseball Hall of Fame in my municipality, if you put it for a place like Winnipeg, there'd be thousands in the Hall of Fame.
Per capita.
Yeah, wow, because there's I think
so many from such a small number.
Within a mile of where I grew up, there's probably 3 or 4.
Right.
Do you know why?
I don't know why.
Okay. I mean, next time you're on, please bring us back
I should ask
that
my dad. Like I came, like I said before, like my lineage is pure baseball. My dad played college at the same college as me, under the same head coach as me, actually.
Where was that?
Mayville State University in Mayville, North Dakota.
Okay, right.
And so he played college baseball there. He's been inducted into the Manitoba Baseball Hall of Fame. He was a fantastic pitcher for many years. His dad played for Team Canada at the Pan Am Games in Winnipeg in, I always get the year wrong, I think it was like around the late 60s, early 70s.
Okay. We're not going to look it up.
Yeah, if I looked it up, I could get you. In fact, if I texted him right now, I'd probably get back to me.
Was your dad and your dad's dad pitchers just like you?
My dad was a pitcher, and his dad was a shortstop primarily.
Okay.
But I think he also pitched. I mean, back when he played baseball, I think just about everybody did a little bit of everything. So, but I mean, yeah, even further back than that, I know there's even deeper lineage of baseball. I don't know what the exact relation is, but I know the Cory name going back, like, it puts me at some pretty big shoes to fill.
Much better than the Connors name.
Yeah. Cory Connors only has,
I either have to be really good at baseball or
golfer.
golf. Like, I got to pick something to be really good at. But yeah.
How's the game today? Just so we don't run out of time. I mean, we got lots more time with you, but you're playing in front of the kids, correct?
Yeah. It was really exciting today. You know, we pulled out a win. We won 6-3, I think was the final score. I'm almost 99% sure it was. But yeah, it was an exciting game. Got out to a early lead, and they kind of tried to claw back in it. But you know, the old adage, bend, don't break. We didn't break very quickly. So
and bring in your strong reliever, which is yourself, right? Did you get some? Did you get some innings?
No, we brought the actual strong reliever and former MLB All-Star Fernando Rodney. That's who we brought in to close the door, not me. So
that guy.
Yeah,
What is your position in the lineup for pitching? Are you a closer?
He's a reliever.
Starter,
I'm a reliever.
middle?
So
Middle reliever.
I mean, everything kind of changes. There can be any given day where you said, you know what, we are running low on pitchers. Everybody's played a lot recently. You might need to, start this game. But typically, if I was to guess in any given game when I'd come in, it'd be the 7th or 8th inning.
Okay.
Is when I'd guess I'd come in.
And how was going to college in North Dakota? That sounds very cold.
Cold. Yep.
Just like I guess.
The funniest thing about playing college at Mayville State is they have a very storied history of winning. Surprisingly, being in a very cold climate. I believe the head coach I played under there was there for 42 years, I think was how many years he coached there. He coached my dad. He won, I don't know the exact number, it's around 27 championships in his 42 years of being there. Yeah.
Pretty serious school then.
Yeah. It's just kind of like your per capita story from earlier, right? I mean, like way more
Half the
championships
people
than
are in
they
the Hall of
should.
Fame. Yeah. No, he won a lot of championships there. And
that's awesome.
The funny,
great program.
Yes, great program.
Yeah.
And the funny story that I'll always say about it is my first year there, of course, fresh kid in college. I think I got on campus at 17 years old. We played the earliest and the most home games in the program's history. We played a home game in March, which is unheard of. The next 3 years, I played a combined 3 series at home. You're supposed to play half your games at home. It would come down and be we'd have a series coming up. So we're supposed to play at home this weekend. There's 3 feet of snow in the diamond.
Yes.
Maybe we're going to Kansas this time. I think. I don't think we're going to play play North Dakota this week.
That's
but
awesome,
yeah.
dude.
So
yeah.
Despite the hardships and that, they've held a really successful program down there with a lot of winning.
Cool. Baseball is something about baseball that they have the best stories. Major leaguers to minor leaguers to everything in between. They have the best sport movies. There's a few good golf movies, there's a few okay football movies, but baseball movies there's plentiful.
Yep.
And they all seem to be good. We were talking about it earlier. I don't know what bad. Somebody gave the example, I think it was Jonah. Major League 2 was the only bad baseball movie ever. You didn't mind it, but...
I mean, it's not as good as Major League 1, but I wouldn't classify it as a bad
But there's
movie.
there's interesting characters, and there's some quirkiness, too, to baseball, too. And my understanding is, and I only played the Little League, I was pretty good first baseman. I pitched, too, a little bit, but superstitions and those sorts of things. Do you have any of those
I'm not as superstitious as most people are. Like, I've seen some people, I've seen guys, it's like if I don't take a shower within like an hour before the game, I'm going to play bad, which seems like the weirdest thing in the world to me.
It does seem weird.
Yeah.
Is oddly enough...
we don't shower before the show.
No, rarely.
Yeah, I can tell. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, I more saw it in hockey growing up than I did in baseball. But I mean, like, you see the odd little thing. I mean, the only thing I could say it's superstitious is one time when I was younger, I forgot some stuff out of my bag, and I have a list that I go down. I check every single thing off in my bag before I go. But if you want to call that a superstition, I'm just making sure I'm not an idiot.
More of a ritual, maybe.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, no, I don't have too much. I mean, typically I guess the only thing you could really say is, like, I typically go get a good meal before every game. Sometimes I'll go to Subway before games, but I'm not terribly superstitious.
You don't have to go to Subway to feel like
no.
If
I go to Quiznos instead of Subway, I don't tell myself you're going to suck today. But yeah, no, I wouldn't call myself the most superstitious.
Ovechkin's a Subway guy, right?
He is Subway and hot Cheetos.
Yeah, before each game.
Before every game, you'll see him going on the airplane. They'll post pictures of it. He's got his Subway. He's got his hot Cheetos in the other hand.
And he's got more goals than anybody else.
I just quickly got to say, as far as bad baseball movies go, the reboot of Bad News Bears was horrible. Okay, Bad News Bears was a fantastic movie.
I love
yes,
that.
Of course, Walter Matthau. I was going to make reference to Walter and Hammer Down today. Interestingly,
isn't that weird?
Yeah, Jodie Foster.
But then back to hockey, which you were talking hockey, and we got to talk about your Winnipeg Jets, man, because I'm sure growing up outside of Brandon, the Jets are your team.
Yep.
And then that game the other night when it looked like it was all lost, and they just didn't give up.
And you're living in a house full of Dominican players.
Yes,
did you get them watching?
I got them fired up after the game.
Did you? Good, because that's a fired up kind of game.
They probably heard me because when they tied the game, I think I ran around the house basically screaming bloody murder for about 10 minutes.
At 1.6 seconds.
At 1.6 seconds, and it was even worse when they won it in double overtime.
Yeah, madness.
What a relief.
God, I mean, as a Jets fan, you go over the last couple of years, and I don't know how much you guys are into hockey or not, but like,
we're Leaf fans.
Yeah, well,
so
the Leafs and the Jets have had kind of the same kind of, they
Real
can't
tough,
win
man.
in the playoffs. They're a first-round choker, and you look at the last couple of years, and they don't win in the first round, and you're sitting here, they're the top seed in the NHL, and they're about to lose to St. Louis in the first round, and it's...
I mean, he's got the Vezina coming. He's maybe the heart.
Maybe even the heart, yeah.
And then to have, be pulled out of 3 consecutive games. And it's Hellebuck. That's the one thing the Leafs can say. We never had a Hellebuck.
Yeah.
All these years in the Matthews era, they never really had a great goalie. So that must be even harder. It was still a great win.
The cool story, though, I think, I'm always looking for the story that would be so cool. And if Hellebuck now just got that monkey off his back and now stands on his head against Dallas, that would be
good night. They're going to win the Stanley Cup if that happens.
If Hellebuck turns into the Hellebuck we've seen over the last half a decade to a full decade now, as long as these Jets, knock on wood, can get healthy and stay healthy, because they're really fighting injury right now, they're going to be an absolute tough team to stop. And I know a lot of teams see that right now, and they saw Hellebuck got pulled in every road game, which is weird because it's only the road games.
It's very
other arenas.
Other
arenas.
I went to game 1 before. It was a couple of days before I moved out here for the season. I went to game 1 in Winnipeg, and he didn't look amazing, but he didn't look anything like he's going to give up 7 goals in a bloody game right now. And game 2, he was fantastic. And the second they went to St. Louis, it's just
crazy, right?
I just sat and basically pulled all my hair out in the middle of a hotel in Sault Ste. Marie when I was driving here, saying, "What in God's green earth?"
And what's Hellebuck's first name again?
Connor.
Oh, right. Hey, there you go.
Nice.
So you're trying to say I'm not going to perform in the playoffs this year, or what?
Make sure you have your Subway.
Maybe I should only play in Hamilton during the playoffs, not wherever we go.
Yeah,
well, now Connor or Cory or whatever the hell your name is, reliever, you have to play. It looks like 25 games or so, and I love the home game schedule for baseball fans or fans of just local entertainment, because there's lots going on between innings and even during the play at Bernie Arbor. We're still calling it Bernie Arbor, right?
Yeah.
Not quite as much as goes on at a Savannah
seats.
Bananas game, but there's still a lot of entertainment.
I like watching that on the internet. That's in my algorithm.
Yes, mine too.
Yeah, probably yours as well. Eh? You know what we're talking about?
A little bit.
Yeah. Okay. The schedule is great because there's lots of Friday action, lots of Sunday action, a few Thursday games, but night games. So there's no reason not to get out, and the tickets are still fairly affordable. Mm-hmm. And you probably were looking like you were sold out with the school day game today, and another one tomorrow too,
another
right?
one tomorrow, and they're expecting more people to be at this one. You couldn't hear yourself think today with the kids screaming. They said there's going to be more tomorrow.
That's awesome.
That's good.
God,
Great
I don't know what I'm going to do.
Awesome.
Cool.
And I played the role of first base coach today because we started hitting good last year, and I played first base coach when I wasn't pitching. And God, the amount of times I heard, Cory, Cory, can I have a ball? Can I have a ball? I got sick of it. I got so sick of hearing my last name today. Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, or your first name, whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever one. You know what?
Want to put it in.
I challenged them every time they asked me for a ball. I said, if you know my first name, I'll give you a ball. And nobody got it. So.
Well, my guess is if the need is there, you'll be in the rotation at some point, so you'll have to concentrate on that instead of coaching first.
Yeah,
that's a good minor league story, too. The pitcher has to step in for the first base coach. What the hell was the first base coach doing that you had to do that?
I don't know. I think I don't know if it's Dean Castelli will be our first base coach. I'm not sure.
Dean is an awesome guy.
Yeah, he is a great guy. I love him. I'm not sure if he's going to be our first base coach or who's going to end up doing the exact role. But last year, we were going through a hitting slump, and it's like, screw it. Connor, go be the first baseman. I'm tired of this. And I know we were in Welland. I believe it was the Canada game in Welland, and I went first base coach for one inning, and Luis Bernardo hit a home run to give us the lead in the top of the ninth inning. We're like, "Yep, you're first base coach now. Screw it."
There we go back to the superstitions, right? I know you're good for a strikeout for every inning, so that's great odds. That's a pretty good record, and you had a real smoker in Barrie. I guess would you get 5 of 6?
It was my best outing of the year, I guess you'd say last year. Unfortunately, it was the second outing, which hopefully you don't want to peak too early, but 3 innings save with 5 strikeouts. I guess you maybe know the stats better than I do or somebody else does, but that was a great outing and get out of the way early in the year, especially you come here for the first time. You're hoping to make a good impression with your new team, so a bit more nerves going into something like that.
Sure.
So
and
it was
are you
really
enjoying
good.
Hamilton?
Oh God,
you're making a good impression on us.
Yeah,
you like the Hammer?
I bloody love it here.
Yeah.
Really?
I came out here and, as I got into my last year of college baseball, I kind of brought up the prospect of, if I had the chance to go play this game at a higher level, I would. And so my coaches and family helped put my name out there a bit and got reached out to by the general manager here. And so I decided, I had a couple options, but, Hamilton felt right. I looked at the situation they had going on and, where I could be living with a bunch of other guys, we could build some chemistry there. And I decided to come here, and it's been the best decision ever.
That's great to hear.
I kind of when I got here, some people had the impression in my mind, and maybe it was just me putting it in my own mind that, you come this level of ball, it's like, every man for themselves. I kind of hope you do bad because I want your spot. But you know what? Every person that I've met here has been like, I want you to win MVP of this league. I do not care as long as we win and have fun doing it, which has been such an amazing experience.
Excellent.
Eric's done a fantastic job of owner, bringing in some great players, really revamping the Cardinals organization, giving it a big stamp on the community, having all these kids out to these games and seeing how much they've loved being out there has been really big. So I have absolutely no bad things to say about my time here.
You're a genuine star, buddy. Thank you so much for doing this with us.
I won't say star yet, but hopefully we get there.
You're a star on TV now.
Good job.
This is going to go viral. 100%.
Good luck. And we'll
thank
definitely be plugging right here on Hammer Down. And I know Cable 14's a huge partner, too. We even let you park the bus.
I was going to say. I didn't know that's where the bus was parked all the time.
Well, Travis is going to give you a lift home right now. So.
Perfect.
That's right.
Appreciate you being on the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Best of luck this season.
Our show is brought to you, of course, by Fluke. Just like our show, Fluke Transport is multi